Hi, everyone. I'm trying something a little different this evening. I am in my rocking chair, so we're going to have a little bit more movement than usual. And I'm also using my gaming headphones, although I am not much of a gamer. I have them um, whenever we got them for me to play games with my husband, and we used to play some more, but I'm just not a gaming person. But I thought this might be an easier way to record, although the to have my hands free and to be in my chair and be comfortable with the way I'm doing stuff. In fact, if I recline this, let's see, it might not, let me make sure no cords are caught. It might not be quite so, let me get comfortable here. It might not be quite so bumpy. Let's try. Sorry, I'm messing with, I should have done this before I started recording, but I'm not going to start over, so we're just going to roll with it. But I'm doing this because I did shoot the other night. Turns out the moon wasn't going to be 80 degrees up until very late in the night or very early in the morning, however you want to think about it. So I shot, the moon came up at like 12:45 a.m. So I shot until 2 o'clock a.m., which means I was able to add a decent amount of data to my target. In fact, let me get this a little bit out of the way so I can get down here and I can actually tell you exactly how much time now I have spent on, oh, I see. Yeah, gotta mess with stuff. Pardon my moving stuff around. That's just how we're gonna go. I'm gonna connect to my computer out in my observatory, and I'm going to look and see here. Here, I'm gonna look and see exactly how many pictures I was able to get the other night of the East Veil, which is right here, and I added 53 images to my previous night with this. Pardon my messy desktop. I've got to go through this. I will do that another time, but let's add it in here. But I also had on here, sorry, I'm apologizing all over the place, but that's okay. So let me look and see what I had from last year. East Vale, this was from 2023. I'm not sure if this is the right one. 44 items. Yeah, this is it. So I added, 44 and 53. So if we go over here and we put in our time, which was 300 seconds, 44, and then I did 300 seconds and I added 53, we are now at a total of 8 hours right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. 8 hours and 5 minutes worth of data on the, let me make myself bigger again, on the East Veil Nebula. So my husband worked on helping me stack everything together. That's something I've got to practice getting better at. There's some like metadata that needs to be renamed and it gets kind of confusing. So whenever adding data comes in, I get him kind of involved because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But I went ahead and pulled up the entire new image. So I will make myself smaller and I'm going to kind of just do a quick edit on this to show you like where my starting point might be. And then at the end of this video, I may add my final result. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a good chance that after I finish recording this video and doing this quick edit, I'm going to continue to work on it for an hour, maybe 2 hours after, crop it differently, rotate it differently, try some different things. So I may just share my final Kara approved edit at the end of this video. So let's just start though with a quick edit of it. So let me move myself out of the way and I am going to use some stuff over there. So this is my workspace on the right over here. So I don't want to put my me in the way of it. So I'm going to keep me down here in the bottom left corner and see and hope it doesn't get in the way. So the first thing I'm going to do, so this is my stack now, the 8 hours and 5 minutes worth of data. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screen transfer function it, unlink it, and see what it looks like. Okay, so here's our starting point with this. Now, everybody does things differently. So if I don't do things in the order that you think I should or that maybe I should, I don't really particularly care because this is my artistic outlet and I don't know everything yet. I don't know everything about this program. I don't know everything about the order of operations, and I don't particularly care because it's a little bit like painting, you kind of go and with the way that the art moves you to go. So I just am going to click on things and try some things, and we're going to go from there. But the first thing that I am going to do on here, if I can find it, it's been a while since I've messed around with any astrophotography, so give me a second if I have to look over here, figure out my order of things. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm first going to do a gradient correction on this sucker, because you can tell that the gradient's a little bit off, and I think that's because of some light pollution, because I didn't ask my neighbor to turn the light off the other night. So I think that the images from last night had more light, or not last night, night before last, had more light pollution in them than the pictures from last year, likely because one of them didn't have my neighbor's light and the other one did. Not a big deal. I'm not all that worried about it. We sit here at about a 7 point, I want to say about a 7.2, 7.3 Bortle sky, so we already have light pollution to deal with, so anything else added into it is going to be a struggle. But when it comes to editing these targets, the fact that we can see what we can see as well as we can see it from here is part of the fun of it, right? So anyway, that's the first thing that I'm going to do on here is this gradient correction. And you can see that it helped. I'll go back again. So you can see the difference here, how it kind of flattened the image, made it a little bit better for this circumstance. So the next thing I'm going to do is a channel extraction. And I'm going to get all of the channels in 3 different separate, I'm going to make them separate from one another. And it's mostly because I want to do a linear fit. So all of the channels are the same. Oop, I keep double clicking on that. Are the same size as far as their red, green, and blue channels. And typically with the camera that I shoot with, the red is the heavier one. So what we can do here is we can go to statistics, and I can look and see what the numbers are here. So the lower numbers, wow, that's actually pretty good. The lower numbers on here are in red. Let's see what the green. Yeah, that's higher. And the blue. Ooh, 2.9 versus 2.5. Okay, so red is still on the lowest end of everything. So we're going to go ahead and keep it. We're gonna make everything the same size in alignment with the red channel. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm going to do. So when here, I'm going to use my reference image as the red. And I'm going to apply it, which this is it, so I want to minimize that. I'm going to apply it to, I want this out of the way. I'm going to apply it to my green channel. My computer takes a while to do stuff, so when I'm doing some of these processes, like the star exterminator, the blur exterminator, some of that stuff, I may just stay quiet and edit this in post and speed up those sections so you don't have to sit through the processing of it. Okay, so then we're going to go to the blue. And I know these are kind of boring. I don't know exactly how to make them fun yet, but I'm just trying something. This is kind of my first time ever trying it this way, so that's what we're going to do. So now, if I go back to my statistics here, and I put in my red, 2.68, 2.58, go down here to green, 2.67, 2.58. They're all going to be 2.75. They're all going to be, if not identical, much closer. So now I'm going to combine them back. So I need to get them in here, green and blue. And then I'm going to do a global. And I'm going to get rid of the red, the blue, yep. Oh, did I not hit yet? Oh, yeah. And green, yeah. All right, now we're going to minimize this guy. That's the original with just the gradient correction. And I am going to, oops, it's down here. I'm going to stretch it again. Alrighty, so now everything's the same there. Now let's have a look and see. Do we like it better? Do we like it worse? I can tell that the color is a little bit more neutral on this one versus that one. This one is heavier in red to me. I don't know how well that'll show up on YouTube, but I see it. And also, you know, everybody's screens are calibrated a little bit differently. So for the time being, I'm going to go with the one that I did the linear fit on and see how it goes. All right, so a lot of people like to do a stretch on their image that they have more. I'm going to move myself up here. I'm not going to make myself big because it gets complicated, but at least here I'll be in the center. A lot of people like to do a stretch that they have more control over. This is a quick edit. I could do a generalized hyperbolic stretch on here and play with things and blah, blah, blah. But this is a quick edit, so I'm going to do it quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Where is my histogram? Histogram, histogram. I thought it was over there. Where did it go? Histogram. If I can't find it, I'll just pull it up somewhere else in a second. There it is, histogram. All right, and then I'm going to select this particular image, which is number 6. So I'm going to select that. I am going to drag this on it, and I'm going to apply it. Okay, so now I've got a stretch, and it does look a little bit differently now that I've done the stretch on it. It's hard to tell because when you back it up, you lose the screen transfer function. Anyways, not going to get into all the details. So here's a good start for me to play with, to mess around with. I think I'm actually going to do another gradient correction on it. I can't see that it would hurt anything, might not change anything. I really don't know, but it's the matter of just kind of clicking on things. It did change something. I saw it. Here's the before. Here's the after. So it does change some things. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do a blur exterminator, which is right here. And I'm going, oops, wrong button. I'm going to apply it there. Now this is where it could take some time. So if this takes some time, I'll fast forward it. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Alrighty, there's my blur extermination. Ooh, that just looks nice. The way that did that, how nice. Ooh, I'm liking that. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, let's see what a noise exterminator does now. I may reverse this in a minute, but let's see what it does here first. I may reverse it and do it after I pull the stars out first, but I just kind of want to see what I'm working with if I do it with the stars still in the image. I like it better, so we'll do it like that. All right, we're going to keep it like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stars. Oops, not star reduction, star exterminator. It sounds so... Oh, generate star image. Yeah, let's generate the star image. Okay, let's do this. This one might take a few minutes too, so again, I'm going to keep quiet in case I need to fast forward in this. All right, people, are we having fun yet? Okay, so I'm going to minimize this guy. We're going to have a look and mess with just the nebula. Look how gorgeous this is. This is one of the coolest things about this nebula. First of all, I don't love the rotation of this. I kind of like it rotated either 90 degrees clockwise. Well, no, I guess it would be 90 degrees counter for this. I like it either like that, or I like it rotated 180 degrees from this orientation. But because this is how it's stacked, I'm just going to keep it here in this orientation, and we're going to work with it. But look at some of these beautiful little details, some of these lines. It's just so gorgeous. I can't even explain like what makes this so amazingly cool. But anyways, from here, we're going to have a little bit of fun. Actually, before I do this, let's back it up a step. Let's back it up a step real quick. We're going to extract a luminance component here. I want to change this a little bit. So we're going to go in here. We're going to do an SCNR. No, not yet. I want to do the luminance combination. LRGB. There we go. So we're going to put our luminance channel here. And we're going to saturate it just a touch. I'm just going to see what it looks like first before I commit to anything. It's a lot of waiting when you're processing these kinds of pictures. Ooh, look at how cool that did. All right, so we're going to back it up. I'm going to do a chrominance noise reduction. We're going to apply it. That's going to take a little longer. When you add the chrominance noise reduction to it, it does take a little bit longer. Oh, that's going pretty quick. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they've changed it. It used to be all in one go, but now it's pretty speedy, though. Not going to lie, better than it used to be. Ish. Speed it up. Alrighty, there we go. I like. That looks nice. Okay, now we're going to do an SCNR. And we are just going to get rid of the green, see what happens. Now, typically with this, it's funny to me. Let me put myself in the middle here and make me a little bit bigger. Okay, it's a little funny to me because I've read online, I've read in groups where people do astrophotography that green is a color that doesn't exist in space. Not sure why that is, doesn't matter. But typically when you see people edit this target, it looks more like this. It has this teal color in it. But if no green exists in space, this is what it would look like when you take that out. And it makes it very, very blue. Now, I don't know who's right or who's wrong. What we could do, instead of taking all the green out, is we could take most of it out. Let's see what that does. Still a little heavy. Let's take half of it out. So that's a little bit less. So that's kind of an in-between the green, and the blue. Let's keep it like that for now. If I want to, I'll come back in and do some other things. So now let's close this. Okay, I'm going to make myself a little smaller again because that's kind of annoying. Alrighty, so now let's get rid of the stars again. So, star exterminator. Oh yeah, I do want the star image. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I think I have a star image here. Yeah, let's delete that and start fresh so I don't get confused. Fast forwarding. And done. All right, let's minimize that. Here we go. Now this is what we're going to mess with here a little bit. Honestly and truthfully, it doesn't need a whole lot of messing with. But let's just have some fun here. Let's do... I'm trying to think of how I did it before. It wasn't a... It's been a while, so there's some things I have to think about here. So let me go to the M's and see. I think it's a multilinear. Yes. I did this before to help sharpen some things up, but I may not completely remember how to do it because it's been a while here. So let's add a layer and let's set some parameters here. I don't really know what this is going to do, but we're going to see. So let's start with 90. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. 90. Oh, wait. Oh, something's not. Yeah, see, may not be doing this right. I'm going to have to come back to that because it's been a while since I've worked with that. I'm going to have to come back. Let's go to script, dark structure, enhance. I wonder what this would do. Let's have a look and see if it does anything. Yeah, this is going to take a while. You could see this is why I don't really know what to do on these. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like what it did there. Let's back it up and see. Whew, that's tough. Because if we add the stars back, oops, we add the, wait a minute, what did I hit here? There we go. We add the stars back. Let's get rid of this in pixel math and do image 06 underscore stars. Oops. And apply it. Let's see what it does. I might not have it right. Nope, I didn't have it right. Does it need to be, is it case sensitive? It's case sensitive. No, I'm not sure it is case sensitive. Yeah, see, that's not the thing I want to be doing. Let me do pixel math here. Let me do this instead. Expression editor. There we go. Plus stars. Oops. Stars. Doesn't look terrible, does it? With that dark structure enhance. But the stars are still too heavy. It's still way too heavy on the stars. So let's try to reduce them and see what we can do with that. So let's just start over with this. Let's delete this icon and let's go back to star exterminator. Yes, we want it to generate a star image. And we're going to try some star reduction methods here and see how it looks with that, and then decide how we want to move forward. It's pretty impressive, though, that this is the kind of imagery that you can pick up from inside a pretty light polluted city. I mean, 8 hours worth of data. That's a fantastic result. Oh, you know what I did? Wait a minute. Because I want See, it's been a while. I'm telling you, I gotta think. Generate star image, unscreen star. But let's just make a oh, I need to make a copy. That's what I need to do first. Clone for star list. There we go. Now let's see if this works like this or if I need to do it again. Here's my clone, star reduction method. Let's see if that works. No, I didn't do anything. So delete. Not that this is going to change it. I still may have to do some troubleshooting. So let's take out the stars on my clone. We'll speed it up. There we go. Ooh, that looks kind of good. Let's do it again. See what happens. Maybe too much. I don't know. That dark structure enhance really, I don't love it. Let's take it off. And then let's add the stars back in. So it's image 6. This is what I'm telling you. This is why it's hard to do this, because there's a lot of back and forth that you learn. Oops, not starless. I think it's this one. Starless stars? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like that very much. So let's see if this works now. Yep, okay. Let's do it again. Better. Let's look and see what the other ones look like. Star reduction method 2. It's the second one. Let's hit it twice. I don't like that one quite as much. I don't like what it does to the stars quite as much as the first one. A little bit. Let's try it again. And there's one other after this that I'd like to try and see how it affects it as well. I don't know, that one's not bad. That's hard to decide. That one's not bad. Let's see what this last one looks like and go from there. This is a different one. This is called Bill's Star Reduction. It may be the same. No, this is version 1. The other ones were all version 1, 2, and 3, but I don't know. This one, ooh, I kind of like that. No, I don't like what it does to the stars. So, let's try this. Okay, let's try this. Since I liked this one, I'm going to hit it twice again with this version 1, this other one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a clone of it. And we're going to minimize the clone. Let's rename it. Let's go down to here. I think is it here? Identifier. We're going to name this one Reduction 1. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this guy. And then I'm going to go back on what we did. Then I'm going to go to this one. Hit it twice with this one. I just want to see. This is why I'm not good at tutorials. I'm not good at telling people what I'm doing. I'm just trying stuff. In all honesty, I'm just kind of trying stuff and messing with stuff and see what the result is. Yeah, let's make a clone of this one too. And let's name this one Reduction 2. Okay, minimize it. Go back on this guy. And then let's do the bills. I didn't like how the stars looked on this one, but I'd still like to compare it to the other two that I've got going, because it's good to do that, to keep them kind of all in check. You know, you can say, oh, this looks like this compared to that. This looks like this compared to that. And honestly and truthfully, with how wide of a field, here, let me do this. With how wide of a field I have for my telescope and everything that I shoot, nobody is going to zoom that far in on my stars and be like, I don't like how that looks. It's a wide picture. It's a big picture. Now, if you were talking about images taken with my husband's telescope, where it's further in, then the stars are going to be more of a problem. But with mine, if they're not perfectly perfect, it doesn't entirely matter, because we're not that close into them. We're not that, the field of view is not that, or the imaging train is not that close or zoomed in. So that does change things. Changes the way I edit. Okay, so let's compare this one. Well, here, let me clone this one. And let me rename this one. We're going to identify this one as Reduction, oops, 3. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and, oh, that's right, it created a new thing, so we'll go ahead and do that. Ah, no, this is good. All right, so let's look at the 3 that I've got going on here. Reduction 3, Reduction 1, Reduction 2. let me move these icons out of the way here so in your face. Okay, let's put them, let's do window tile. This is a lot better on my husband's computer because he's got such a big screen, but that's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Let's look at the stars on here. Let's just for fun do what I said nobody's going to do and go from there. This top left one, I don't love. It looks weird. The stars look weird. How does it look far out? It's pretty good far out. Because of this, I'm going to get rid of reduction 1. Yeah, let's just close this window anyway. But between these two, I personally like reduction 3 better. So let's get rid of reduction 2. So we're going to keep reduction 3. That's just what I went with. That's what I like. Let me close this so it looks more shapely. All right, we're going to go with this guy. I like this the best. All righty. I think this is a great place to kind of call it for now. I guess one thing we could do before I call it, let's go up to the, let's do this first though. Let's go ahead and remove the stars one more time. And star exterminator. Oh, you know what I didn't do on this? I didn't do a range selection. Huh. It's funny the things that you remember after the fact. I always do a range selection. I don't know why I wouldn't have done one. I just didn't. I think it's because I'm trying to do this quick for a video for YouTube. Chances are after I stop doing this, I'm going to go back and start from scratch, go over it again, and see what different processes and different orders do to the thing, because that's just how I am with this, and then compare and contrast and then choose from there what's going to be like the finalists in my efforts of this. So that's fun. I guess I could try. Let's do a range selection right now. Since I thought of it, we're going to do a range mask. I can't believe I didn't think of it before. Now let's make it all the way like that. Let's do it a little bit like this. We'll blur it. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to apply this mask to my starless image. I've done it this way before. It's not that big of a deal. But when I do this, I do have some troubles adding the stars back in. We'll see if that's a problem. Like I said, if it is, no big deal. I'm not that worried about it. But let's go to, I guess let's try with the curves adjustment first and see what happens here. Oh yeah, curves. I'm doing it this way. Okay, so I'm on the nebula. Now let's do the background. Let's invert the mask and mess with the background first. Okay, let's drop it. Ooh. Ooh, I like that a lot. Oh, yep, I like that a lot. But see, like I said, when I go to add the stars back in, may have a little bit of a problem here. We'll see. Okay, now I'm going to invert the mask again, and I'm going to try to up some of the nebulosity just a hair. Yep, that's pretty. That's pretty. Let's add some saturation to it. Let's see what we can do with the blue. Remember earlier I said, oh no, I don't want to add that to the whole thing. It's going to add it to the whole thing. Yeah, let's see what happens if I take a little bit of green away. That's pretty. That's like fire and ice, baby. Yeah, I'm going with that for now. All right. Oop, and then that. Now I could boost it again, and that's what it would look like, but it's a little bit. I'll show you. We'll go ahead and boost it again. Same exact parameters, and I'll show you the differences. Now, okay, when you look at it like that, that's pretty cool looking, right? What do I like better? That's just more subtle. That's more bold. Subtle. Now, when you've got it a little bit more subtle, this is just me, you can see some of these. I don't know if you can see my mouse, so I'll click. You can see some of these beautiful lines and depths in this part of the nebula more than when you do this. Now, however, that looks pretty cool backed up. I don't know what to do. Let's stick with this one for now. Let's try to add the stars back in and see what happens, all right? So I'm going to remove this mask, and let's do it this way. I think, let me rid of the range mask over here. I think what we're going to do is this, and it's, which one is it? It's this. So let me change the name. Let's see if this works. that what I want? And then let's do a clone. And then let's do, which one did I land on, guys? Do you remember? I don't think it was 1. I think it was 3. Is it 3? It's terrible that I don't remember. Let's try 3. Let's hit it twice and see what happens. I think it was 3. Because I didn't think I liked Bill's star reduction. So let's have a look. Let's see what this. But now that I've changed some things, it's hard to know. Yeah, it looks okay. I don't love how the stars look there. But you know what I could maybe do? See, that's another thing too, is I could let's clone this. And let's take now if you're still hanging in, and watching this, you must really want to see my crazy thought process throughout all of this, because this is seriously how I work on these pictures. And if you've hung in there this long, you're a serious astro enthusiast nerd, and there's a special place in my circle for you. All right. So let's see. Let's did I do this? No. Let's make a clone. Okay. So I've got this again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stars again, and we'll speed it up if I need to. It does look a little bit red, so I might go back into my curves and take away some of, I don't know, it's really tough. This is a tough one. It's hard to know what to do because it's so photogenic, Sometimes it's harder to know what to do with the really photogenic ones than the others. Oh, this is what I want. I want the stars. Okay, what I'm going to do in here, let's get the hyperbolic I'm going to try it. It's not something I use very often, but I will give it a shot. So let's see here. We'll pick a black space. Okay. And then we'll do this. Now let's have a look and see. Ooh, don't want to do it that much. No. So let's just up them a little bit. I can't zoom in. There's a way. Yeah, that's what I want. Oops. That's probably good enough. If I do this, No, see, I don't want to overdo it. It takes a very light touch. Let's see what that does, shall we? Let's see what that does. So this is what it was before. This is what it is now. Let's add these suckers back into here and see how it goes. So we're going to go back to add stars. I'm going to use this preset pixel math, and it's starless 4, so I need to change the name here. And now I'm going to add them back in. That doesn't look terrible. Not sure it's my favorite, but it doesn't look terrible. Let's go back to curves here, and I'm not going to do a mask on it. I just want to see. Let's go to the RGBK. Oh no. Ooh, look how pretty. You just kind of adjust the curve. Ooh, that's popping nice now. Okay. And then I like. Oh, except for that one star, that doesn't look quite so hot to me. See how the other stars look. They look okay. Like I said, it's going to need some work. Let me do a rotation on this for you, just so you can see kind of the difference in what rotation can do for it. Go ahead, boy. Oh, there we go. You know what? I really don't know about. It's just tough. I think this is beautiful. Let me make this bigger so you can see. I think this is beautiful. I think this image as a whole is fine, honestly, just the way it is. But I do want to go back and do some work on it. So I'm gonna. But this is, like I said, this is a quick start. This is a quick edit. And look at some of these cool places in this. Like, I don't even know what this is over here. Obviously, it's part of this. The Eastern Veil Nebula is a supernova remnant. So it's just one of those magical, beautiful things up there in the sky that is just so fun to practice processing and editing techniques in PixInsight, just to kind of see what you can do pretty quickly. Like I said, chances are I'm going to start again, and maybe again and again and again. And if I get a different result that I like better than what I did, sorry, I'm so shaky. I'm uncrossing my legs. If I get a different result that I like a little bit better than the result that I got here with you now, I will add it to the end of this video so you can see what else I did to this to kind of make it even more magical or more stunning. That's one thing that's really fun about this particular hobby is that because no man has gone on a shuttle and ventured out to these targets to know what they look like up close and personal. So when our telescopes bring us that vantage point a little bit, it gives us some creative liberties to kind of bring out the magic ourselves. And that is one thing that I absolutely love about this. So before I take off, I'll show you one more time what I've come up with here and make it a little bit bigger for y'all. East Veil is such a cool, such a cool target, really. I mean, it's got some, and really starless, this guy would look fantastic. And I might even just do a starless image as well as a final processed image at the end of this video so you guys can see. So I will try to let you know at the end of the video if that is something that I did end up adding. You know, I'll try to do some editing and post so, you know, it's all clear and you can see it. But yeah, this was a fun one to do. And I know it's kind of long. I don't even know where we are in the video because I've got it doing my PC screen as opposed to videoing me. So it's a little bit different doing it this way. So, you know, I'll just, hopefully, you know, you got something out of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to do and put together, and I will share my final processing with you as soon as I've got a better. I want to play around with some other things. I want to try that. What's it called? Let me get back in here real quick. It's called. I think it's called a multilinear scale. Multilinear. I don't have it in there. I'm pretty sure. Let me pull it back up. Yes, it's this. I need to get back into this again and try to remember how I did this because this actually really helped bring out some of the details better in the nebula. So I might, like I said, I might do that. I might do a background extraction, whether it's an automatic or a dynamic. I might do some cropping. I might play around with a little bit more of that teal, make it more blue, make it more green. I could even play with the red and make it more orange or, you know, there's just so much that you can kind of mess with on this. So I'm going to play around a little bit and I'll get back to you with another result. If it's not in this video, keep an eye out for a short or a next video that could go hand in hand with this. So, anyway, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was kind of fun, a different take on it with my headset. Sorry, the chair's a little, but this is where I do my processing. I sit comfortably in my chair. I usually have the TV on. I just kind of zone out and do it, but I wanted to do kind of a walkthrough, see how it went for one of my first real walkthroughs on this. And like I said, you know what? There's no, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, there is no wrong way to do this. The only wrong way to do this is to do it in such a way where you don't enjoy it. That's the wrong way to do it. Any other way is the right way to do it. So I'm sorry if it's a little chaotic what I do or a little like I'm punchy, you know? I'm like I'm like a what is it that Frasier said? He's like a monkey on amphetamines, like punching buttons and stuff, whatever. Like uh, uh, that's how I art this. That's how I create what I create for me. That's the way I am. You know, maybe it is a little haphazard. I don't particularly care what other people think. This is just my way of enjoying it and looking up and seeing this beautiful creation that I'm a part of, this design that I'm designed to be a part of. I just love it. So anyways, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go back to processing this one a little bit just kind of without the headphones, with the TV on, just, you know, get myself one of my sparkling ices and just sit here and chill and zone out for a little bit. And I'll get back to you on that. So thank you guys so much. Self-care, which is exactly what I'm doing, the right way of doing it. Self-care isn't selfish. Bye now.